Hi everybody, hope everyone's well. I haven't seen you in a while, but I thought today we will just sort of get back together again and we will draw a tiger. Nothing says Easter more than a tiger, so I thought we would draw a tiger. I have bunnies, but some of you out there may not do bunnies, so a tiger. All right, so the first thing we do, I think you can kind of see there's a light little shape on there. And I'm here on the computer. So I'm gonna take, see if my brush tool will work here, and then I gotta take a layer. Let me check get my dark back. So we're gonna break this down before we do anything. We're gonna break it down into easy shapes. So the first thing I wanna do, let me make sure this is working. It is sort of kind of working. Hold on. You don't have to make those marks. I did those just to see if my pen was working. And my eraser isn't working for some reason. Let me check my opacity. All right, well, I don't know why that's not working, but we'll see what's going on here. Oh, let me see. The flow, opacity. All right, anyway, I'll just try not to erase. Okay, so the first thing I want to do, I got my pen back, and so you might see I have this tiger head that's a circle. So I want to draw that circle shape in there, like that. And though that's a pretty good size, but the circle behind it, again, is a little bit larger. So make sure you get that proportion correct, that the front circle is in front of that one. So it's almost like we're looking down on a snowman, almost. And then this part of it goes back a little bit more this way. So you've got like these three interesting shapes. So this is a good size shape because the head is coming at us, and this is the back, the front part that is above it, and this is moving back more in that direction. So I would do it quite like that. So the next thing we want to do is find the shape for the leg. So let me go back and get my pen tool. This is a brave new world, this whole online stuff, so bear with me here. So we have a shape for the upper leg that's looking something like that. And then because we have foreshortening, this is coming out, the front leg is coming out at us really, really large and coming at us quite like that. So we have it really big. And so just take note while we're at this stage, like of the negative shape between the head and the front paw. So make sure you've got this shape in here like that. So it kind of, it's pretty close to the front part of it. So just make sure that's working for you. And that'll be good just to do that. Okay, so let's do the back leg. I'm going to go back and get my brush tool. I'm having trouble with the eraser for some reason. It's not working too well. So here we got the back leg coming down. This is kind of in three pieces. It comes down kind of like that, if you can kind of see that. And then I've got it pulling this way, almost where the heel is. So this is the upper part of the leg. This is pulling back at an angle, so it's almost like that. And then coming forward, I have the foot planted on the ground like that. So it's looking something like that. And again, I don't know why my eraser is looking at all the opacity. It just seems kind of weird that it's just not working that well. Okay. So then in the back of that leg, there is actually you see a little bit of the back leg. And here we will indicate the front leg, the other side leg like that. So we have them working, this leg is behind that one and this leg is behind this one here. So then, like we always do, we always need to find the axis of the head. So I want to put a line down here like this. And then the eye line is going to be up a little higher. It's not quite in the center of the head, but it's kind of pulling around like that. So I would make sure you have that there. And then right below that is the muzzle shape. So we're going to put the muzzle shape in here, like so. And then from that point, we have a little bit of a cup shape coming down. It's going to be the open mouth, like that. So that's kind of our lay-in for the tiger. Oh, I forgot the ears. So let's put in the ear shape, like that. So I'll give you a few moments to catch up with me. Like that. Again, I'm still trying to figure out what's wrong with this eraser tool. It's kind of weird because on the whole Photoshop, it tells me, for example, my flow and my smoothing and my opacity, and that's as high as it can go. And usually that's how it's supposed to be, and I'm able to get a full eraser out of it. So I'm not quite sure why it's giving me such a hard time. Okay, I know that. I need to get on that, and it should work, but it's not. All right, anyway. All right, so why don't you see where we are there. So the next thing is I'm going to actually put on the image of the full tiger behind us so you can see it. And there's a few changes there, but that's going to be where we're going. So I'm going to take the one I did above it, this one, and I'm just going to actually take that opacity down so we can start putting in the detail on it. So the first thing I want to do, I'm going to zoom in on it and do the head. Let's do the head. Okay, so you can kind of see the shape there, and let me pull this up here a little bit. Okay, so let's start with the eyes. Let me go back and get my drawing tool, and I'm going to go up to the eyes, and you can see that in the center here, we have, usually like on humans and on animals too, the space between is usually the same size as the eye. This looks like it's a little bit wider, but the eye shape seems to come around almost at a slant, and almost like a little bit of an almond shape. So let's do that on the other side and pull it around here like that. So that's sort of how I would design my eye shape. But please make sure you have enough space between the eyes, and you can tell by going through the center line on it, like that. My center line seems to be a little bit off. Let me see here what I can do to just move that over a little bit. It's so much easier to draw it on paper. Okay, so now let me go back to where I'm drawing. Okay, so once I have that, I'm going to go back down to my muzzle area where we have it here. Let me just put that back in for you. And here's the top of my muzzle area, and you'll notice that the nose shape, which is kind of like a triangle shape, is closer to the bottom of that muzzle, and then we'll put on 2 nostrils for it like that. Then I want to go down, you know, we put in that shape for the mouth, that kind of cup shape. And now behind it, there is a mouth shape. So let me go in a little bit closer so you can see that. Again, I'm on a PC, have a Mac at home, kind of sort of different. Okay, so let's put in the fangs kind of coming down on each side of the mouth shape like that. And then underneath that muzzle shape, I have a couple of smaller teeth, and then the teeth in between like that. And then we're going to do the same thing on the bottom. I'm going to put a couple of fangs here and here. I'm just going to bring another shape around to complete that. And then I'm going to give the bottom teeth in there as well, kind of like that. And if we want, we can put like a tongue shape in there just so we have that. Like that. As we come around the outside, I want to start putting some fur shape on my tiger, like that. Pull that around, just so we can see the shape of the head coming around like that. And we can do that throughout the head, to kind of just pull that in like that. Let me take off the full drawing at the bottom so you can see what I'm doing here. So I have something like that, really. Just pulling that in here. So that's kind of where I am now, where maybe that's where you should be as well. Okay. So once I do that, I can go up to my ears, and the ears have like a dark outline around it like that. Pulling aside, kind of just to define the ear a little bit like that. And then on the head, we can start defining a little bit of these stripes. So we have a center line, and these shapes kind of mimic each other on each side of that center line. So I'm just going to come in here and start putting in a little bit of that. There's a little bit of delay here for some reason in the there. And then we'll do again on the other side. Like that. And then we have some markings off where the ear is. And again, these are all kind of encompassing that little area there. So it's kind of circular coming down this way. And a pattern that's pulling through here. So I'm going to encompass the eye shape here. Kind of see that coming in through here. And I'm going to encompass the eye shape here, coming in through here. And then I have a little smaller one just around the eye. Put that in here like that. And then I've got another one coming down, forcing its way into the muzzle like that. And they don't have to necessarily be the same shape, but there has to be some relationship from one side to the other. And that's what I'm trying to get here. It looks like there's even maybe a light one coming down here. So again, if I take off the original drawing, it's kind of looking a little bit like that. I like that. Just trying to emphasize this a little bit more. This one here a little bit more. It's a little bit different on the computer. It doesn't have quite the softness as like a graphite pencil. That's why drawing is a little bit better. So I'm just going to emphasize what I did here like that. Okay, so let me go back to the original drawing, and I've got to come back in and finish all the shape here. Coming around the head this way, and coming around the head this way, and coming in this way. And even on the muzzle, well, let's do this first. There's a little bit of like a some marks on the in between the eyes, kind of like that scrunchy anger look you get when you squint your eyes in a angry way. So just put that in too. You've got this guy. You don't want to mess with this guy. And then I want to put a few on the muzzle. Again, encompassing it, circling around it, and kind of see the pattern here. There's a few up here, so I'll just do that as well. Again, let me turn off my just make my ears a little bit thicker here. And then I don't want these all to look the same. I might change either the shape of them or change how many are on each side. I don't want it to look like it's a direct copy, because nature just doesn't do that. So I'm just going to do something more like that. Let me go back to my tiger. And then if you want, and this will all be in dark at some point. And then I want to put my whiskers on like that. And that'll kind of do the head for us. So you can kind of see what that looks like. So now we need to work our way down around the body. So as you can kind of see, let me go back to our indication line is here, but as we go up, you can kind of see one of the haunches is up in the back here. You can kind of see that there. And then these are like the shoulder blades that are coming at us like that. So you want to make sure those are in there so you can see them. And when I see that, we can add a little bit of fur to the bottom of the mouth. Okay, so let's do the front paw. So that's coming at, this is a very powerful animal, and that's why we're looking at it coming at us forward like, and then it does have a strong plant on the ground like that. So if I remove the original drawing, you can kind of see this is coming forward and very strong. It is planted on the ground. So from there, I'm going to go in at the bottom here and I'm going to divide it into toes. So there's 1, 2, 3 on the inside. And then I'm going to put my claw. So it's like, they're kind of like that, if you can see that. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4 coming at us like that. So again, I'll turn off my picture and you get something like that. So this is extremely powerful coming around here. So you can see it. I'm going to take off my, background. Guess not. Okay, so that's how I would approach that. And then I want to do the one next to it. So I've got to bring this down here. I'm going to pull that out this way, and you'll see a little bit of it. I'm bringing it down a little bit more than the one in the back, and you would see a little bit of those claws back here like that. So that would look something like that. So you'd see this here and a little bit of the claws there, and you can even put in a little bit of a crease there. But this is all connected to this haunch up in the back there. Those are like the scapulas of the animal. Okay, so now let's go and get the back part of it in. Extremely strong. We want to meet this guy in a dark alley. And then we would come in and finish putting in the back foot. Again, it's planted on the ground like that. And you want to put in 3 lines. And you'll notice this is much smaller because we're emphasizing that that's away from us, that we're exaggerated the perspective to get the strength of this animal coming at us like that. And again, if I took off the original, it would look something like this. This line here, the construction lines can be erased at some point. And then we forgot his tail. So let's go in there and put his tail on. And that'll be, it's like an upside down, kind of like a straight question mark or something. Okay, so now we have to go in there and put in the rest of those stripes. So on the back, again, these have to describe the curve of the animal's body. So they're not going to be coming down straight. They're going to have like a nice curve to them. And again, they will not be the same in quality, size, or space in between. They will have a variety of shape on them. So that's what we want to do here. Like that. Again, if I turn off the original drawing, you can kind of see that I want to emphasize these a little bit more. Got the bottom of the cat coming up through here as well. So again, I can just come in and put in all these stripes. That. And they can even come going the other way, this way. I hear music in the background. Music to draw a killer tiger by. So I'm going to put these, and these are wrapping around the leg, again, to show the roundness of that form. And then around this here like that. And then I can do it again on the back leg here. Just get them so they're coming over like that. And on the tail, again, it's wrapping around, so it'll be more in that direction, like that. And I can come in, I need to emphasize these a little bit more and these a little bit more. And then I can do some coming up from the bottom of the tiger. Just that strong neck area coming in like that. Oh, we've got the back foot here. So again, I have to come in here. Again, this is back here, this foot. And then I will continue to put those stripes on to make it look like there's a foot behind there. And if you want, maybe we'd see a little bit of the toe part of it there like that. So now what I would do, I would probably take off that construction part of it. And now I would come in with that terrible eraser, if I could get it to work, and just start cleaning up my drawing a little bit, because I've got a lot of sketchiness in it. And the back of the pencil would work a little better. So I would go in also, like on your drawing, and just clean up some of the lines a little bit, because they're a little bit messy. And just see if you can come up with a nice clean drawing of this tiger. And even clean up my my stripes a little bit. Kind of design them a little bit better. Fix my, like that. I mean, normally at this time, probably what I would do, I would actually put another layer on top of it and then go in and do a completely new clean drawing on top of it. So I take the opacity of my old drawing here, and even the head, wherever I put that, I've got to like take the opacity completely down on all this stuff. And where's the head I did? There, so I'm going to take the opacity down. You don't have to watch me do this, but I'm just saying for the sake of doing a nice clean drawing, I would now take another layer and I would come in and do a really nice line drawing on this tiger so I can get like a really good clean shape out of him, since I just did the rough. And I did all the heavy lifting, so now all I have to do is come in and start organizing a lot of those shapes around the side. So that's what I would do. I would now come in and just start making a nice drawing out of it, rethinking my shapes. And this is what we did when you guys were here at the art studio. Now you'd go in and do your rough drawing, and then we'd go in and just copy it over when we were with the carbon paper, but now I don't have the ability to do that. So now I could just come in, and again with these stripes, let me go in a little bit tighter with the you can see my stripes. I can come in and actually make them full designs using what I have there. Again, I don't want it to be even or kind of look like it was too hard edged. I want it to just have this feeling that they're natural stripes on the fur. So I can go in there and change the shape of them any way I want to. And then they'll be colored in dark again, of course. But that's how I would do it. So I hope this will work for you guys. And I'd love to see what you're doing. Maybe Laura can give you my email and we can have a back and forth if you want to send me your drawings. I can draw over them a little bit. So, okay, thank you very much, and we'll talk again soon. Thank you.
Thank you, Michael.